proactive gun manipulation. We have two kinds, proactive and reactive, all right? I don't call them tactical reloads. I don't call them all these different things. Everything is proactive or reactive. Proactive means you're in charge. Reactive means you're not in charge. Very simple, okay? A punch to the face is proactive. A block is reactive, okay? That'll give you kind of an analogy of what we're talking about here. Proactive gun manipulations, making sure your gun is loaded, making sure it stays loaded. That's what it's all about, okay? All right, there's two of them. The first one is the weapons check, and it's what you do when you get up in the morning before you go forth into battle for that day, so to speak, okay? All right, with a red dot pistol, okay? Bring it out, okay? We check the chamber. This is how I like to do it, just like this, okay? Not so much like this. Why do I do it like that? A lot of my students are running lights, regardless of the size of the length of your slide, you know, whether it's a 34 or 26 or whatever, this allows you to do it very, very simply, okay? But your pinky is coming close to the trigger. Listen, it wasn't that long ago when people were doing it this way, okay? Ooh. And nobody told Cooper that he was wrong, okay? So, you know what? Like I said, if you want to be totally safe from your pistol, go home, put it in the safe, and run away, okay? You are not going to shoot yourself if you decide you're not going to shoot yourself. It's very simple, okay? Why don't I do it like this? Because then it requires you to do this, okay? And now you're starting to get into some weird areas with a pistol, okay? All right, so very simple. Right here, check the chamber, okay? Very good. Check the magazine, all right? Check the dot, all right? Why is it important to check the dot? Make sure it works, okay? Make sure it works. Make sure that nothing's changed. And when you check the dot, what are you also checking? Alignment. Its coincidence with your iron sights. So you're checking your entire weapon system. Okay, back in the old days, you say chamber check. Yeah, I got it. I understand. Magazine check, sighting platform check. All right, all at the same time. Everything's good to go. Holster up, go forth and slay the dragon. Okay, so again, bring it out, chamber, magazine, sights. Okay? So when you come up to do a drill, and I go, okay guys, make sure you're hot, make sure your blasters are ready, weapons check, whatever the terminology is used, terminology is not as important as what it conveys. It's a weapons check. Okay, what do you check? Chamber, magazine, sights. Right? Good to go? Okay. The second one, some of you will kindly remember from the old days, is the tactical reload. Okay? I just call it the proactive reload because it happens when you are in charge. All right, if you have one bad guy left to shoot and one bullet left in your pistol, should you be thinking about reloading or shooting? Shooting. Yeah. Okay. So this proactive reload happens when it appears to you that there's no more fight. You don't have anybody else to shoot and nobody else is shooting at you. Okay? All the dead bad guys are up front here, right? There's no more gunfire in the distance or in the near, and you're kind of figuring out here, okay, hey, I survived this, now what? Well, the first now what is make sure that your weapon's fully loaded. Okay? It's one of the first now whats. Okay? All right, now, in order for you to need to reload, what have you already had to have done? Okay? Somebody already tried to kill you, you tried to kill them right back, successfully, hopefully. Okay? All right, so what's your body doing?
Adrenaline.
Okay? I mean, you guys here been in a gunfight? Okay? All right, so, you know, we like to say, well, yes, I shot the bad guy. I felt good about it. The sky is now blue, the grass is green, and the world is a better place. Okay? And we are feeling that, we are believing that, but when we fight, what is the body called to do? Give me more adrenaline, and the adrenaline comes, and whatever's not used in the fight, what happens?
Shake.
You get this, right? Sometimes it's very pronounced, sometimes it's not, okay? Why that is, I don't know. But every single gunfight that I was in, there was some sort of this going on afterward. And not that I can say now, I mean, it's 20-some years later, and I said, I said the same thing back then, all right? It's not that, I was terrified, no, there was a need to shoot the bad guy, and I shot the bad guy, and that was it, okay? And I couldn't honestly put my hand on the Bible and say I was in fear of my life, because I knew that I was going to win that fight, okay? So, but it's still a fight, okay? And so, I had this going on. right? So this is when you're going to be doing your reload, right? Okay, so how complicated do you want that reload to be? All right, and listen, I practiced, I learned all of them, okay? You know, where, okay, you know, right, and all this cool stuff. I learned all of them. And I was, you know, every single one, all the shortcuts. You want to know how I do it today? This is how I do it today, okay? And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the slide off so I can face you guys while I do it, okay? That way I'm not being rude. Hold on to that if you would. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right, so this is how I do my proactive reload. Okay, now I shoot the bad guy, okay, and I check. Okay, do I need to shoot him again? Okay, are there any other bad guys for me to shoot? No. Okay, at that point is when I start considering my reload. Okay, and this is how I do it. Pistol comes up here into my line of sight. Why? Because if I do it down here, my eyes are going to be down there, and what am I not seeing? Okay, so here, okay, magazine comes out, goes in my pocket or waistband, new magazine comes in, goes in the gun, I work the slide and I point back in. Okay, just like that. All right, look at it again. Okay, bang, 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 bang. Okay, all right, he's dead. All right, nobody else to shoot. Okay, cool. All right, now, magazine out, magazine in, cycle the slide. Okay, how simple is that?
Is there a reason that you're just not dropping the mag or
Well,
swinging it?
what you see here, this is what I carry with me every day. Okay? Ask Mike, ask Josh. They see me like this every morning, except that I'm concealed. Okay? I'm concealed. All right. So, what's the nature of my gunfight? Is it one guy? Or is it 5? Was this an armed robbery? Or is it an active shooter event, a jihadi thing, or whatever? What is it? I don't know. Okay? I really don't know. And this is all I have with me. I didn't bring my MP5 or shotgun, right? I mean, we all like shotguns and rifles, but the reality is you get in a gunfight, what's it going to be with? Probably the pistol you have with you, right? Okay. I didn't call Jason to come and bring his guns and his armor, and Josh isn't here, and I'm here by myself. So do I really want to lose an asset like that?
Yeah, especially if there's ammo in it.
Especially if there's ammo in it. Okay, so you know, the answer is no. Now here's the thing: if I have the opportunity to retain that magazine, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to do it. However, if I'm doing my reload, okay, you know, and I'm like really like this, and I drop it, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go with it. But that's not what I'm doing by default. This may happen by circumstance, and that's okay. Don't risk your life for a magazine. But if you can save that magazine, absolutely save the magazine, because you're reloading at a time when you think the fight is over. You might be wrong. You might be wrong, and now you have depleted your capacity by 1/3. Right? Okay. So I'm not saying, you know, risk your life. Saving the magazine is of the utmost. No, it's not. But it's also not something you want to habitually get rid of. Okay, it makes sense? Right?
Gabe, I got a question, and it's only to get your answer.
No, it's fine.
When you pull your magazine out, you're leaving your gun unloaded.
Uh-huh.
Why not leave the magazine in, bring your replacement magazine up, strip it?
Because now you're getting into the area where you have two, you know, and listen, I learned all of these, okay? I mean, I even learned Taylor. You guys remember Taylor's? I see, how was it? It was like, okay, go here, go here. Yeah, see, I even get it. It's like, whoa, man, that's like too much. Okay. I want to keep it very, very simple. Okay. I want to keep it simple, where one thing in one hand at one time. Okay. And actually, we did this a few years ago. We could probably do it, you know, here. If the guys that already know my method, we time the instructors doing various reloads, and this one here, okay, mag out, mag in, cycle the slide, was only about a half a second more than the other ones, but it was 100% simpler. Okay, so simple is better.
You're
right?
cycling the slide even though it's not empty.
I am,
Okay.
because I just put in,
To be sure.
17 rounds, and I'm 100% sure. Now look, if you're running like a Glock 43 or a Shield or something like that, where you only have 7 rounds, that cycling the slide is optional. Okay, but I do it because that's usually a 17 or a 19 that I'm carrying, and I've got a lot of BBs in here. Okay. With those, what did we learn in this gunfight? What did we learn in that gunfight? Okay, well, why are we still doing the draw like this? Why are we still doing? Well, we shouldn't. We should change things. All right. So you never want to get comfortable with what you're doing. You always want to be questioning and analyzing and so on, because we're always getting new information. An example, we're talking about that hard to the guard thing. Okay, there was a story, I forgot what agency it was, but it was one of these where, the good guy comes up, okay, and the bad guy's right there coming out of the store, the good guy comes up, bap, bap, and he goes hard to the guard, okay, and the bad guy's wearing armor. And the good guy realizes, oh shit, he's wearing armor, I gotta do the headshot. And so he comes in, he tries to do the headshot, but overshoots. Round goes over the top. By this time, the bad guy's shooting at him already. He's got armor too, okay? And so there's an exchange here, right? And it all turned out good for the good guy. And the thing is, it's very tempting to go, well, it all turned out well. We don't need to change anything. But it didn't all turn out well, did it? Okay? It turned out fortunate, right? And fortuitous outcomes reinforce bad tactics. It all turned out okay, therefore we're doing everything right, we don't need to change anything. No, that's not quite right. We're not doing everything right, you were lucky, and it could have gone very, very poorly for you. Same tactics, off duty, private CCW guy, right? Bap, bap, okay? Overshoots the head, doom, 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 doom. And to watch, right? So we need to learn from these things, and we need to improve our presentation. When I first heard about that, I was, hard. I mean, if you cut my, ravens would come out. You know what I'm saying, right? And but I realized, man, that's not a good technique. That's not a good thing to do. All right, and it took me the longest time. I'd go to the range. I'm not going to go hard to the guard. Oh God, the thing is, you're a victim of your own programming, right? And as much as you try, you're going to default to what you've already done. Okay, and it took me a long time. I'm going to slow down now, and I had to be very conscious and very mindful. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, wow, I didn't do it that time. Whew. Okay, let's try again. And and you have to get the repetitions in with the desired way to overcome the way that you're already doing it.